Hello, my name is Michele, and you're listening to Profit is a Choice.
The last year and a half have been really taxing for businesses and for business owners and for the employees that work in those businesses. The time we used to take to create a great team culture and to do things together was changed drastically as we've had to learn how to do things very much apart. On today's podcast, we're going to dig into why it is important to have fun in the workplace and how to do it again in a multitude of ways. I hope you can take away a few new ideas for your team to build fun into the workplace again.
Every day, empowered entrepreneurs are taking ownership of their company financial health and enjoying the rewards of reduced stress and more creativity. With my background as a financial software developer, owner of multiple businesses in the interior design industry, educator, and speaker, I coach women in the interior design industry to increase their profits, regain ownership of their bottom line, and to have fun again in their business. Welcome to Profit is a Choice.
I've spoken to quite a few of my clients lately, and they're all telling me that the phone is ringing, that their teammates are working pretty much night and day, and this whole idea of work-life balance is becoming a work-work balance. Everybody is striving so hard to take the work that we've been working so hard to bring in, that it is literally like a heads down from the time they walk in the door to the time they leave at the end of the day. And the to-do list and the long list is following them around. And I also know that some of us, there's all this feeling of kind of having gone through a quarantine or working distance from each other. But there's also this feeling of quickly approaching burnout at a time that we need to have our energy because of the work that's going on. We also know that with the breakdown in some of our supply chains, it's taking us longer to get things in, which means more follow-up. So tasks that maybe used to take us 3 hours are now taking 5 hours, and frustration is settling in. We're also having to answer a lot more to our clients on why things aren't as we had hoped they would be. You know, things are being shifted and changed. We're seeing businesses quit serving us. We're seeing things happen in the marketplace that we really have no control over. And you take all of that on top of the last year that we had while we're in a boom for the interior design industry. And it is seriously a recipe for burnout, exhaustion, and kind of a reevaluation. And so that's why I think today's podcast is so important, because it is going to stop and make us think about, yes, we have a lot of work to do. Yes, we're going to have an attitude of gratitude. Yes, we need to tighten up our maybe policies and procedures and processes and all those things, right? But goodness gracious, we need to have fun while we're doing it. And so I just really want to encourage you to take a step back and look critically at your teams and ask yourself, even though they may be great at what they do, are they loving it? Do they want to come to work every day? Do they feel good about what they're putting out? Are they feeling cared for? Are they feeling encouraged? And if not, I want to beg you to take some time to build that into your plan for your leadership and for your team. Because if they love working there, even when they're going into these just grind sessions, they're going to be willing to take on a lot more or to hold on a little bit longer if they know that they're going to enjoy it during that process. Okay, so let's start by looking at no cost and low cost ways to have fun in the workplace. The first one is it's kind of simple. It's create a fun environment. This is as simple as being quick to smile. Smile when you tell people hello. Smile when you get out of your car to walk into the workplace or when you get on that call. Even if it's a call that somebody can't see, this is really interesting. Try it if you don't believe me. I want you to smile when you call, when you're dialing or when you're answering. I want you to smile. It will change the way you respond to the other person. Number one, it makes you be intentional and you almost feel like you are in the moment. So be quick to smile. Be quick to compliment with honesty, of course, and quick to laugh when something is funny. Don't let the stress of the to-do list and the the dates that you're trying to meet so overpower you that you don't have time for simple courtesies and taking the time to just smile and enjoy and laugh a little bit. These go a very long way. We can take our work seriously, but we don't have to take everything around us so serious. You can always find small things to lighten the mood and to laugh about. Sometimes it can even be small mistakes. Laughing makes them more normalized, and it allows for an environment to learn in rather than an environment that is so focused on perfection and so perfection oriented that everybody is walking around on pins and needles. Evaluate your environment. Do you feel free to laugh and to smile and to greet one another and to encourage your teammates? Even if you're still meeting by Zoom or online, make sure to take a moment to connect with people before diving into the serious part. Number 2, invite fun into your team meetings. Take the same day-to-day fun and just kick it up a level. Tell one of those, what we would call, and I'm going to put it in air quotes, you can't see me, tell a good dad joke or recount something funny from the last week that everybody can connect with and just find a way to laugh. Sometimes we go into our meetings and because we're trying to be so time conscious, we do not take time to connect with each other as people first. And if somebody has made you feel important and connected with you as a person, you're a lot more likely to then go back and focus on getting work done because you feel heard and cared for and loved on. So just having a little bit of fun in a team meeting can do it. The next one would be this. Let each person choose the music. Let's say you have background music, and I'm not talking about if you're a retail space and you're having to control it, but in the work environment, if you're in a building together, let each person choose the background music for the day or for the week. I once went in and was consulting with the firm, and we were looking at morale. We were looking at how to improve upon it. We were looking at employee retention. We were looking at all these things. And I was interviewing each of the employees individually on behalf of the business owner. And it was so interesting. One of the employees mentioned to me, I asked them, are there any things here that just really bother you or get on your nerves? Just general conversation. And they told me how much they hated the music that they had to listen to every day. I don't even remember what the music was, but it was some genre that they absolutely hated, and it grated on their nerves. And to the point that it was like the main irritant in the workplace for them. I thought that was so interesting. And then they asked, would it be possible to have a day where I can listen to some of my favorite music? And I went back to the employer and I'm like, you're not going to believe this. They weren't frustrated at the amount of work coming through. They weren't frustrated at, the work orders or the design in front of them. None of that frustrated them. What frustrated them was that they were forced to sit in a building and listen to music that they did not like. And they asked if they can listen to some of their music, if they could have a day. And he immediately was like, of course they can. And it has been so fun to watch that company continue to thrive, to see employees dancing around a little and knowing that even if they don't like the current genre of music, hold on a day or a week or whatever the time frame is, because their day will come around soon. And it's also created an appreciation for what other people like. And one other thing that was really cool about this experience was the employee felt heard over something as simple as the music that they needed to listen to. Okay, number 4, birthday celebrations, family milestone celebrations, bringing in time to have lunches to celebrate company achievements. All of these are welcome treats. And while I don't think that everything needs to center around food, it is a really big deal for a lot of us. And it's kind of a fun way to celebrate. You can also think of things, especially in the summer, like having a smoothie day or an ice cream day. At one of the companies that I owned, my partners and I had a banana split day. It was so fun to set up the ice cream bar and to see how each person kind of created their own sugary treat. And then we all went outside and ate it and just enjoyed fresh sunshine. Another idea is to have a company picnic. This could be as easy as everyone bringing their own picnic lunch and you go outside together to eat as a group. Super low cost, but time to relax and break up the normal rhythm of the day just to hit pause for a little bit. The fifth thing is to create a celebration around small company milestones or accomplishments. This could be a Friday afternoon off in the summer with pay, or everybody going to a movie together. In our area, in the Atlanta, Georgia area, you can even rent out a theater for under $200 to watch a movie together. Even if it's an oldie or something that you've all seen before, just being willing to stop and go and take a popcorn break, disrupts the monotony or the long, hard days that we've been having trying to meet the needs of our clients. Another thing you can do is create a campaign where your employees recognize and thank each other. This can be done at a team meeting, and as simple as pre-printed recognition stickers. You can have cards they could give to each other to say thank you for assisting. You could allow team members to recognize the work and help of others. Thanks and appreciation can be received very differently coming from a peer than from the manager or the owner of the firm. So think about how to maybe incorporate that. These aren't meant to be exhaustive. It's just meant to give you a place for your mind to have an idea for a jump-off point to create fun in your workplace. So I'm going to throw out a few more ideas of things that could be fun, but they may take a little bit more of an investment of time and money. Another big one is you could take your team on an overnight retreat. We did this at least once a year when I worked corporate, and they would, rent out multiple suites and a community room, and we would do team building exercise, but we also learned to relax and have some fun together. We ate meals together, and then we also had some downtime that we could hang out by a pool or do whatever. And so these are really great opportunities to just take a step away from the day-to-day. Some other outdoor ideas could be going on a hike, having a boating day, a day around the pool, doing a ropes course, visiting a winery or a brewery, go-kart racing, or even a scavenger hunt around town. I know these, maybe you might feel like, well, they don't fit my team, but I'm telling you, all of us at some point want to let go and, have a little fun like a kid would once in a while. So open it up, just shake it up a bit. You can also have indoor fun at an indoor racetrack. We mentioned the movie theater, a spa day. One of my clients took her employees and they all went and had mani-pedis together. You can have a gourmet meal with a chef teaching them how to prepare food. I've seen some of my teams and clients do that. All types of things. If you're wondering what your team would like to do, ask them. Learn your team well enough to know how much adventure they like or how much they're comfortable with. And you can go on horseback riding. We've done that as a team. Do they like indoor outings or outdoor outings? When your company work slows down enough to play a bit, what's even available at that time? I was with the group one time and they took us all up in a hot air balloon. That'd be a fun way to start the day or to end the day. Send out a survey and give them things to choose from, or create it all to be open-ended and just see what they say. Another thing that you might want to consider is how your team members feel individually about being appreciated. In the book, The 5 Languages of Appreciation in the Workplace by Gary Chapman and Paul White, they mention that every person doesn't want to be appreciated the same. Much like the 5 love languages, we all have a way that we receive appreciation. My appreciation language is words of affirmation and acts of service. Yours might be gifts and quality time, and neither is wrong. It just is what it is. And so knowing how to appreciate your team and have them receive it is time that will be well invested. So check out that book and some of the accompanying resources. No matter what, I want you to look for ways to lighten the mood, bring in cheer. I personally like fresh flowers and a candle, and create a place where people want to be. Many of us spend most of our waking hours at work, and it can be a great experience or it can be exhausting. And I'm not just talking about the work. Also, remember this, it's never too late to begin. You don't have to wait until the new year. Just make sure whatever you put into practice that you are consistent in the application. For example, don't have a birthday for one person and not another person. Don't recognize one person for a job well done and ignore the rest. Like any good benefit, it needs to be applied evenly across the board. Maybe you're a team of one and you're thinking none of this applies to you. Well, let me tell you, it really does. Take time to put on a dance party in the middle of the day. Stop and go for a walk. Invite a friend to lunch. We can create the fun if we let ourselves. If we are a team of one, the only one holding us back is ourselves. And as a team of one, we have no one to blame for a super serious work environment but us. So just do it. Create the fun you want to have. And maybe you're a virtual team wondering how this applies. There are many things that you can actually do together. I know we may have Zoom fatigue, but it's probably because we're using Zoom for all the meetings. But we could still do it. We could create a Zoom call and have cocktail hour together. You can create fun backgrounds for meetings, those that are appropriate, of course. You could deliver flowers to your teammates. You could deliver food to them. You can be creative. I know you can find a way to do it. It's just about making a plan to find one way to have fun each month and remember to get the team involved in doing it. It doesn't all have to come from the top down. Being intentional in our work allows us to be responsible for creating the environment we want to work in. This intentionality is what I see missing quite often when I take on new clients. Taking a step back and realizing that we work to live, not live to work, helps us create a priority that gets the work done well and on time, but allows us to enjoy it each step of the way. If you're looking to scale and need to know what is involved before taking the next step, go to my website, scarletthreadconsulting.com, and check out the free masterclass to help you regain your time, reduce your stress, and pay yourself more. And we can all get on board with that idea. Fun in the workplace is profitable, and profit doesn't happen by accident. Profit is a Choice is proud to be part of the designnetwork.org, where you can discover more design media reaching creative listeners. Thanks for listening, and stay creative and business minded.